And I was talking about the secret sauce that makes the Berkman Center work. And I was useful to bring down those cans up front a little bit. And it made me think that, in a way, our information technology ecosystem for about the past 30 years has had a certain thing that I in my own head, started to think of it almost like a physicist here to think of dark matter or dark energy. Dark energy, as I understand it, which no one does, so I feel safe saying what I think it is. Apparently, it's not even energy at all. We call it that, so they get funding from the Department of Energy. But it's the force that is making the universe continue to expand, and surprisingly so, and I think so far quite beneficially. And there's a certain dark energy, I'd say, that has made our information technology ecosystem expand. It's energy in the sense that it really is doing work that wouldn't be done otherwise, creating innovations that would not be created otherwise. It is dark in the sense that it's easy to overlook because it's not happening in explicit, top-down, advertising campaign-laden ways. It's happening quietly, modestly, playfully, whimsically. Again, some of the qualities I really associate with the Berkman Center, that has been also, in a way, the spirit of the Internet. I feel like that spirit is captured in this 25th anniversary photo of three of the Internet founders, John Postel, Steve Crocker, and Jim Cerf, classmates at the same high school in Los Angeles. They started their, let's build a global network club, and it did very well. And they're showing here you can build a network out of just about anything, although as I've been fond of pointing out, it turns out their network doesn't work. It goes from his ear to his ear and his mouth to his mouth. This sort of short is a tactical joke. An inside joke, not the founders who don't know how to string hands together. Now, the network they could build as sort of dark energy that I say they represent in an important social sense was one that had plenty of constraints. It's not like they had lots of money to invest. There weren't VCs knocking down the doors to give them truck rolls so that they could wire everybody together. So lots of constraints, but also a serious absence of constraints in the sense that they didn't have to make any money. They didn't have to have a business plan. They didn't have to persuade anybody in the dot-com zone that this was a good idea. They basically persuaded a couple .gov people to write some fairly modest checks, far less over the many years of government funding than the single IPO of Yahoo ended up completing when it went public in the mid-1990s. And with this combination of constraints and absence of constraints, and that's the design of the network that they would put together would be one, for example, which would have the quality that anybody could get on the network by joining anybody already on the network. And they didn't have to make money, so it meant they didn't have to count how many people were on the network. They didn't have to measure the amount of usage. The proprietary networks of this day, they didn't even realize they were competing with the dark energy and matter of the Internet. They started from the proposition that they had to build somebody at some point, which meant they had to know how many subscribers they had and build them by the minute, which completely restricted the kind of network they could be free to build. And that's one of the things that made the Internet, in my view, as robust and powerful and ready to help compete those proprietary networks as it was, which was, who cares how many people there are? There's as many people as there are people that are on it, and that's that. It also leads to this day to strange anomalies, like when Wikipedia finds the page being vandalized occasionally after 4 gentle warnings and 3 slightly more aggressive warnings than 1, really, we might cut you off at some point in the not-too-distant futures, an IP address can be suspended from using Wikipedia. So they went ahead and did this to a particularly listed as IP address, which turned out to be the single IP address shared by the entire state of Qatar. And, the headlines they were like, Wikipedia bans Qatar from Internet. What was Jimbo having us in the Middle East?